how do you retain your coaching clients for at least a year? Now, as a professional coach, there should be no reason why your clients shouldn't stay with you for at least 12 months. In business, we look at something called the customer lifetime value, the amount of money that someone spends with you across the lifetime that they're with you. Now, think about this for a moment. If you are not very experienced as a professional coach, this video is going to be invaluable for you. If you are a more established coach and you're keeping clients for 12 weeks and 16 weeks, and then you have this drop off, the reason I'm putting this video together is because a lot of coaches want to know, how can I get more clients? How can I improve my sales? How do I bring more money into the business? And they fail to even consider that the back end of the business, where the clients are leaving, my late father used to call it the back door. It's left wide open. If you leave the back door of your business open, people will fall out the back. So if you've got 50 clients and 10 people leave and 10 people sign up, you have had a net gain of 0. You don't want a business like that. Now, if you lost 5 but gained 10, it's a very different kettle of fish. But I speak to too many fitness professionals who are unable to keep their clients very long. I also speak to a lot of fitness professionals, online coaches, that when they speak to people on a call, or they personal trainers sit with clients in person and they sell a month's worth of coaching. Now, let's be honest here, coach to coach. What's the minimum time frame that you feel people need to be with you? Now, after 25 years as a professional coach, I would say 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. Everybody needs a coach. Long term, there's many things that kills the relationship between you and a client. Many. But clients need to be with you, in my honest opinion, for a minimum of a year. Why? If at one end of the spectrum it's a general population client, that general population client very often comes to you in a pretty bad way. Tired, out of shape, deconditioned, not very strong, not very experienced. It's going to take you a long time to get them to where they want to be. On the other end of the spectrum, if it's a physique client, they don't come to you as a finished article. They come to you with a little bit of muscle and they want to get bigger. You're not going to get somebody to a shape which they go, I love myself. In fact, I was talking to Michael only recently and we were talking about building physiques. You got to be in it for the long haul. Well, if you've got to be in it for the long haul, but you don't know how to turn something into a long haul result, then ultimately somebody needs to stay with you throughout that whole process, because it's not about following a diet and going to the gym. It's about adjustments, it's about tweaks, it's about progression, it's about regression. General population clients, it's so much more than the initial result. So in this video, I want to talk to you about a minimum 12 months journey with a client. What am I hoping to get out of this video? I'm hoping to raise your awareness more to what you don't know. Now, when I am on a sales call with someone, I paint a picture. I've been told many, many times that I am very good at helping people to picture what they need. I'm a visionary. I talk about the future a lot. And one of the reasons why I do that is, in my early days as a coach, I used to talk in months. I used to talk in 12 weeks. And the more you keep talking about a short-term thing, people assume that it's a short-term journey. And the more that I started to learn about the multiple areas of health, wellness, energy, stress, training, muscle building, fat loss, I went, I know a lot of stuff and I can help people in a lot of many, many ways. But there's some key things that I need to do that will encourage people to want to be with me long-term. So let's look at what you need to help a client stay with you long-term. And also, there is something very, very key here that as a result of watching this video today, you're going to do. I want to motivate you a little bit to stick with me on this video. If you learn how to map out 6 months worth of coaching, 12 months worth of coaching, you're going to sell 6 or 12 months worth of coaching. Now, between 1,800 and 2,000 pounds is 6 months worth of coaching. 3,500, 5,000 for 12 months worth of coaching. Now, if you think of it like that and you sign up 10 clients a month, you're going to start bringing in quite a lot of cash into the business. If you sign up 10 clients at 200, it's 2 grand. It's nowhere near what you could be doing if you're actually able to sell 6 months or 12 months of coaching. So there's a few benefits here. One, you increase the customer lifetime value, the amount of money people spend with you over the time they're with you. 2, you're actually going to increase the quality of the result that somebody achieves because they're with you longer. 3, you're going to increase the amount of referrals you get from people because people are going to tell people they just love the whole process. And 4, you're going to make a lot more cash. You're going to bring a lot more money into the business because you then know what it takes to get somebody through the process. So let's get stuck into what you need to do. The first thing is you have to believe that somebody needs to be with you for 12 months. To understand and believe that, you actually have to look at your own coaching journey so far. Now, I'm 47 and I've been training since I was 15. So I've been doing this quite a long time. And I look at all the areas that I've improved in. Now, right now, I'll give you an example. I am very much into muscle preservation, strength retention, recovery, sleep optimization. I'm currently exploring my journey in the world of peptides and longevity and ligament and digestive support. Because of what I read, I've become more empowered in areas more focused around longevity, energy, maintaining my entrepreneurial fire, as well as being a great husband, keeping strong, keeping my physique in check. So what I wanted before was very different. I wanted to build muscle, and everything that I kept researching over the years has enabled me to just do more and more and more. So the first thing I want to say to you is exposure to information empowers people. And one of the things within the coaching process that most coaches don't do, one, you don't study enough, so you don't know. Now, if you knew a few of the things that I told you right now, your clients will progress based on their knowledge around sleep, stress, digestion, training and exercise, progression and regression, human psychology or human behavior, nutrition. Now, if you look at all of those things, nutrition, training, progressions, regressions, program design, human behavior, client psychology, sleep, stress, digestion. If you think about that, think on a scale of 1 to 10, if you look at each of those areas, the knowledge that your clients have. So how far are they? This is something I'm going to show you here. If this is the destination they want to get to, how far are they away from the destination? Now, most people, if they want to lose a particular amount of weight, feel great, they are very far away from the destination. So are you going to get your client who wants to get here to that goal in 3 months? Very unlikely, unless it's a short-term body transformation, but they need to have a great starting point before they do. Just wanted to stop the video for 2 seconds. Now, if you find my content helpful and you want to learn more from me, you want access to resources, you want more free trainings and live weekly webinars, then make sure you click the link in the description. Make sure you head over to my Impact and Integrity free Facebook group. Now, let's get on with the video. So when I work with somebody, the first thing I do is I gather a lot of information. As a physique coach in my former days, I used to gather a lot of information. A lot of coaches don't gather much information. I will ask people about certain areas to make them aware that the certain areas exist. How do I make people aware of certain areas that exist? It's my content. Like, you're watching this video right now and you may not realize that the reason you can't retain clients is because you lack of knowledge. And I shared with you those 6 or 7 areas that were very, very key for a coach's knowledge to be able to empower, educate, and help the clients to be with you longer. So one of the most important things to do is to pre-educate your clients within your content that it is about a process. It is about a longer journey. So when they come on a call with you, they're preconditioned to this process. That's like right at the beginning of the process. So you precondition your clients to learn more. And when they come into your program, they are, well, I kind of wanted this, but in your content, you talk a lot about this. You talk a lot about this. I would want coaches coming into our business coaching program understanding that we will address their coaching. We will address the customer lifetime value. We will address the quality of the program. We will address how long you're able to sell coaching packages for to help you make money, but it comes back to coaching, which is really, really key. So it starts with the content and what you're teaching. Well, if it starts with content and teaching, it comes down to your knowledge. Do you understand enough about sleep, stress, and digestion? Do you understand enough about human psychology and human behavior and why people do what they do? Do you understand about nutrition and how nutrition can vary depending on people's goals? Now, the next thing is once you understand a lot about where people are and you're able to ask them specific questions about where they are right now, you can then, when you speak to them, map out a longer process. Now, if somebody comes to see you and you haven't asked any questions about sleep, if they identify sleep as being a big problem for them, then that's going to affect fat loss, that's going to affect recovery, that's going to affect mood, that's going to affect strength. So we can put that to one side and say, but it's really important that we address that area. Do you agree? Absolutely. Tick a box. We would, unless you're very skilled, you probably wouldn't move into the digestion area, but you could certainly look at the stress and lifestyle modifications because you could look at somebody's work schedule. And if you think about how you can keep somebody for a year, the first thing is you identify what is a limiting factor. So if somebody comes to see you to do a 12-week transformation, you give them a nutrition and a training program. When they finish the 12-week transformation, they're done because you've literally told them that they paid for 12 weeks and the nutrition and the training is all they need. However, if the 12-week transformation is what they want to do, but in your questioning and your questionnaires, you ask them about sleep, stress, lifestyle, time management, you ask them about their current health, you ask them about their long-term goals, and you paint a picture out for them that goes beyond the 12 weeks, they start to be able to picture what lies ahead. I don't know if I've trained anybody that doesn't want to continue to progress, but if you train somebody for a short term, they only will want a short term. So going back to what I said about assessing and evaluating these multiple areas: sleep, stress, digestion, their lifestyle and stress management, their nutrition, and their training. When you understand where they're at and what their ultimate goals would be, the next step is to map that out. First 12 weeks, talk to them. So the first 12 weeks would look like this. Now, naturally, we probably would get you down to a particular level. If it's a short-term transformation, great. However, what we would need to do after the transformation to help you turn this into more sustainable so you can go back to work and you can actually follow with your food, we're going to have to put you into a varying different approach nutritionally. The last thing we'd want is a low-calorie approach whilst you're going back into work. So we would bring your nutrition back up, and then we would start to look at getting you stronger, addressing some of the areas that we've weren't able to address fully in the initial 3 months, and then we'll start to get you stronger. What I'm starting to do is be a visionary and paint a picture of how we continue to make improvements. So we can address some things here, we can look at this phase, and people go, I had no idea of these things being a possibility. I had no idea that I could improve my sleep. I had no idea that I could actually not end up having to have a restrictive diet. We can learn how to put a methodology in place that's sustainable. You're always going to be busy. You're always going to have a stressful life. You're always going to have 3 children. So isn't it not better if we actually learn how to maintain what we've got, keep what we've got, and then factor that into the rest of your life? Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start teaching you areas. Now, an educated client is an empowered client. An empowered client is a client that progresses. A client that progresses starts to get the bug of progress. The one thing you need to do to keep a client a year is to show them multiple areas of progress. Now, here's a question for you. If you work with me for 3 months, and in coming to see me for 3 months, the changes that you felt and you had identified were an improvement in sleeping 5 hours to now sleeping 7, recovering and having no joint pain, lower back has been fixed, upper body posture sorted, no painful shoulders anymore, drop body fat and can see your abs, and stronger than you've ever been. If I've made that level of impact for you in 3 to 4 months, what could I do in 1 year? I've become invaluable to that person in multiple areas of their life. Then, as a professional coach, I'm impacting not only my client, but my client is now feeling that good that they're bringing that into their family. They could bring it into their family. They're then asking advice of how you could work X, Y, Z with the family. And then you get towards later on in the year. You've become a hugely valuable part of the life of the family. They've learnt, they've been empowered, they've been educated, and they're continually progressing. Now, what you need to do is to make sure that that fits in to what they're doing, to the point where when people do go away, they don't feel that they've got to stop doing what you're doing, because everything they're doing is locked in around restriction and commitment and a lack of flexibility that you then condition how and help them plan the holiday. Now, we've gone from 3 months, now we're at 6 months, now we're at 8 months. Now, I'm going to layer on top of that the fact that your clients come into your coaching program and they're not part of a fitness community. And then you build a fitness community where the clients every quarter or shorter if you're local, bring them together. Go and do things together, whether it's a walk, whether it's a team event, a team training session, whether you do live Zooms on the calls, where you get your clients to share their successes and share their wins and inspire everybody. The person then in the program feels a part of something that's beyond the 12-week transformation. So we're empowering them by bringing them in to be a part of a community, whether it's in person or online. We're empowering them by educating them. We're empowering them by improving multiple areas of their life. And then when you start to empower multiple areas of life, they will constantly look at you for improvement in those areas to help manage all those areas. And then you're mapping out the year so that as they're coming up to an event which they may seem to be more of a challenge, you've already got it covered. You're going away, I'll fix that for you. I'll tell you what you need to do. I'll tell you how to plan it. When people have nannies, cleaners, people that help around the house, whatever, they become an invaluable part of how they live their life. Are you becoming an invaluable part of how somebody lives their life? If they want to drop a bit of body fat, if we're taking through different phases of their training, their nutrition changes, if they want to go do more of a triathlon, if they want to go and do a Tough Mudder event, whatever it is, they're looking at you for inspiration and ideas about how to do that. A lot of coaching programs, they are in training program nutrition. Now look at the training and nutrition. The training's intense, the nutrition's restrictive, and after a short period of time, that person says, I don't want to stay on this for very long. Let somebody come in for a short term and then build the program so that this is something that they can sustain for long periods of time. And then if they want to drop into a photo shoot, they can. Build a community, teach your clients, empower them, open their their eyes to areas that they never thought of. Open their eyes to training is more than nutrition and a program design. Empower them that they can get stronger. It was so many proud moments for me in the gym when my clients were doing an RDL having not really been able to do a split squat. So many proud moments having clients do back squats. So many proud moments having a client do a chin up. But that was a progressional 6-month journey to be able to do some of the things that they did. But my clients used to be able to see, once we've done this exercise, we're going to move on to this. Once we've done this, we're going to move on to this. A lot of online coaches don't change programs, don't have any exercise libraries, don't have any tutorials, don't bring their clients together. So there's no real reason for the client to stay beyond 6 months or 3 months. So everybody watching this right now has the power and the ability to be able to retain a client for at least 6 months to 12 months, right? Sign them on for 6 months, then bring them in for another 6 months. Sign them up for 12 months because the referral network of who you are transforming their lives with gets it to a point where it's a standard that you join your program for 6 to 12 months. It's really, really easy to keep a client for a year. It really, really is. It's really hard to keep a client beyond 1 month if all you're doing is giving them a training program and nutrition plan. Because after a while, one, they haven't been conditioned to it. Two, it's very restrictive. And most people, they're not going to be able to follow that long term. I don't want to follow a restrictive diet. I stay in shape, but I manipulate what I have, when I have, and what it is. I've learned the skill of being able to make progress, sleep well, rest well, recover well, eat well, train, but it's been years in the making. So don't think that you can get results with somebody in 6 months and that's them done. That's the start of their journey, but you need to make that very, very clear to them. Now, if you found this video helpful and you want our help as well, click the link in the description. You'll go down the page and you'll be able to book a call to speak to my team. Completely no obligation. We've got nothing to sell you. What we have got is an opportunity for us to do an audit of what you're doing right now and then give you some suggestions and action steps that you can take away free of charge by us, but you got to book a call with the team. If you want my help as well, you can click the link in my bio on Instagram or send me a DM with the word coach and I'll come straight back to you. And in the meantime, let's help more coaches build a fulfilling and inspiring career. And for now, take care and I'll speak to you soon.